In the meanwhile, I said it earlier, what is that they say? 95% of life is showing up. And that is funny, but it's also serious. And the Battle Creek Public Schools is focused on that with a new program to make sure that young people are in class. And Rebecca Bolden is here today. She is the attendance and truancy interventionist at Battle Creek Public Schools. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming out through the snow to be with us today. I remember when I was in high school, I had a co-op job in the office, in the front office. So every day while I was there doing whatever little job they needed me to do, one of the ladies was on the phone. And she would call and say, Susie was not in, this is Middletown High School calling. Susie is not in school today. We're calling to let you know and find out if she's ill or if she's okay. And she would do one after the other after the other. This has been an issue for a long time, making sure people are in school, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So this new program that you're focused on is an attempt to try and counter that.
Exactly.
What's the focus?
The focus is to get all of our students in their seat every day. And our motto is every student, every seat, every day. And our campaign is attendance matters, because it does matter.
Right.
And it's affecting us tremendously. I don't know if people realize that attendance and academics go hand in hand. And so when your child isn't in school, not there on time, leaving early, they're missing valuable education time.
I like to equate it to being at work. I mean,
Exactly.
If you're not there, you're not getting the job done. Right. Same thing.
And we're setting a precedence, for our children when they do become adults and working. It's important to be on time, to be there all day, and to schedule appointments and things after those hours if possible. We're just setting a precedent. So we want to make sure that all of our students are getting everything that they need, and the teachers and the staff can do what they need to do, so teachers won't have to backtrack and, repeat things, because, we only have a certain amount of time, so many hours in the day to, get them the learning that they need.
Is it your observation that if a student is allowed to be late, be absent, leave early, as you've indicated, I think the inference in what you've said is, tell me if I'm wrong, this sets a trend for their adult life that makes them feel as though they can do that later.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And as we probably see now, we kind of see that kind of how it is, because I've been to a couple fast food restaurants or whatever, and there's nobody showed up today, and it just makes nothing flows. So we want to make sure that we are educating our youth so they can be productive citizens in society. And
we'll talk more about that when we come right back in just a short minute on WBCK 8:15 WBCK. Rebecca Bolden is here, an attendance and truancy interventionist at the Battle Creek Public Schools. They're announcing a new program to really work on parents, especially, to make sure they know that attendance is important. Every student, every seat, every day is the campaign. Would you say that, Rebecca, that Battle Creek Public Schools are on average with truancy issues for districts its size?
I wouldn't like to say that we're not on average. I think we do have a larger issue.
Okay.
Because maybe that we're a larger district.
Sure.
And that's why we're trying to combat that.
Okay. What's at the root cause of that, would you say? Is it kids that don't feel engaged, or kids that have distractions to their learning, and so things are going on at home that are keeping them from being focused in school? What do you suppose is the issue there?
I think it's all of the above, but I do think a lot of maybe the distractions at home and on our elementary level, a lot of it, it's the parents, they bring them now. We have school of choice, so a lot of our students are, they come with their parents, or their parents are responsible for getting them there.
Right.
So we want to convey to them that how important it is for them to be on time.
So how will you do it? You have some specifics in this every student, every seat, every day campaign.
Well, first of all, we do have every school we have some incentives going on, and we have even some competitions between buildings, between with principals, with teachers and classes. So we kind of made it fun and an initiative to have everybody get on board, so it won't be one person. It's everybody that's going to try to make this happen. And we do have some incentives that we're going to do at our basketball games. Oh. We're going to have things announced. I'm here. We're here, so we're trying to get everything out to radio, through the news, paper, shopper, every way we can. We're going to have posters everywhere. We're going to hit the streets downtown, Battle Creek, to like some of our businesses down there that may sometimes serve our students after the time that they should be in school. Try to get them on board to direct them, okay, you need to be in school.
So you've actually said to teachers, we're going to create a competition, a friendly competition between classrooms to see who has the highest attendance, between schools and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting. I know I have a friend who does that no matter what it is. It could be just, walking to the mailbox, I'll race you.
Right, right.
But she makes it a competition all the time.
Exactly.
But it does sort of motivate people at times to figure that out. So, when you're doing that, what's the response been? I mean, are teachers and parents, when they hear about this, are they receptive to the message?
Well, I know that our teachers in our buildings, they are very excited. They're enthused. This is something new that we started. This is the first time we've done this, and they seem to be really excited. So now we want to get out and get the students and the parents excited as well. So if they're not, I guarantee they will be.
Yeah, you're going to work on it.
We're going to work on it.
Well, it's a difficult thing to argue with, the notion that if you're in school, you're going to learn something. If you're not, you won't.
Right, right. Well, part of it, too, is the Michigan law states that all students aged 6 to 18 are required to be enrolled and regularly attending school.
Sure.
So we're here. That's one of my jobs. If there's barriers, if there is transportation issues, if there is, if you don't have an alarm clock to get you up on time, simple things like that, I'm here to help any of those barriers so that we can make sure that everyone has a chance for a great education.
All right, we're going to talk about that a little bit more when we come back in a minute. 8:20. WBCK, Rebecca Bolden is here, an attendance and truancy interventionist at Battle Creek Public Schools. We're talking about a new initiative meant to increase attendance and make sure that truancy is at a minimum at the Battle Creek Public Schools. You brought up an interesting thing, Rebecca, a second ago. You talked about trying to remove barriers for students who might be late or not attending, and you mentioned alarm clock, for example. Now, some folks listening might say, alarm clock, that's life. So when you hear somebody say, I don't have an alarm clock, so I'm having trouble getting here on time, how do you handle that?
Well, like we have a lot of high school students, and we do have middle school and some elementary students that, they don't have a traditional setting. So maybe mom or dad work and they're not home. So they're responsible for getting themselves or their siblings up. And sometimes they may sleep through or whatever. So that may be, one of our minimal situations, but we're here to help in any way that we can on something that minute. If that's going to make sure that they're in school on time, then we're willing to sacrifice that.
So an interventionist is now someone who is common in most school districts now?
It's becoming very common to have someone to intervene and be the middle person there so that we can help with these issues. There's a lot of we've had a lot of situations that you wouldn't even imagine that some kids are saying, maybe I don't have a bed or maybe I don't have this or that, and it's hindering me from getting to school on time. So it's not in every case, but those are those situations that if we can help, then that's my job. I'm a licensed counselor as well, and I have a lot of contacts with resources around our county that can help, and so that's a part of my responsibility.
So it's fair to say then that an interventionist is part of a counselor's job in some districts now.
Exactly.
So have you seen success? That is to say, you remove a barrier that somebody says they have, what happens after that?
Just since I've been in this position since September, there has been a couple instances already that, I was able to help, a parent, a principal, and they were very, it's where it seemed impossible. I had the time and the resources to help them get what everybody needed. So everybody's happy. The students are in school. The principal's happy. The mom's glad that nobody's calling, harassing.
Sure, right.
So it really works out. So I know I'm very positive that this is going to be an awesome attempt, and I'm looking for great strides. And I know we have a goal to meet, by February, but hopefully by even the beginning of next year, we'll see volumes that have increased.
So what is the goal by February, which isn't that far away now, by the way?
Well, we want to see our attendance increase by 20%.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
By 20%. And that's why it's taking everybody to get their hands in there and, get involved and help with this initiative. And I'm really positive that it's going to happen.
20% increase in attendance or reduction in truancy.
Reduction in truancy, exactly.
In, what is less than a month now. So I think that suggests that the barriers that do exist, some of them are fairly easily removed. I mean, 20% is a decent number.
Yes.
So you can look at these situations and say, we can affect this fairly well in that 20% difference is not unachievable in 1 month.
Right. I believe at first it looked like it was going to be difficult, but now with everything we have in place, I do believe that and hopefully we can, go above that.
Right. That is being positive, isn't it? So as you look forward in the long term, does this effort change to one in which you try and maintain those numbers now of low truancy, or do you think these problems come back again and restart themselves, and this is a constant juggling thing?
Oh, no, we want to maintain it. This is this is here to stay forever.
Yeah, this is not a temporary program.
No, this is not a temporary fix. We're implementing this into our everyday being. So this is a part of our school system. So everyone just get ready because it's not going away.
All right. So parents, that's the point of this today. We don't necessarily expect that students are listening to this. You're here to say to parents, we need your help.
Yes, we need your help. And we're a team, and we want to work together to help our students be successful.
All right. And so if folks have questions about this, they have students in the Battle Creek Public Schools, and they say, yes, you're calling me, and I want to figure out how to help that stop, they can call you, I presume.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do they reach you?
They can reach us, Monique Cheeks, who is our Director of Student Services.
Yeah.
Her number is 269-965-9482, and she will personally assist you and then forward you to me if there are barriers that you need.
All right. Well, best of luck with this, and we're happy to stay in touch and talk about this more as the weeks go on.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Rebecca Bolden is an attendance and truancy interventionist, Battle Creek Public Schools. 8:20.